There you go. Welcome back to the channel again. I've just finished watching West Ham get beat by Dinamo Zagreb. This is your match day highlights review show. Thank you for joining us over on the other stream. And yeah, we've seen West Ham. I mean, listen, positives, lots of positives to take from tonight's game, in my honest and humble opinion, because we played a load of young, youthful players, a huge amount of youthful players, which I thought was really good to see. It's going to show that West Ham's academy is absolutely worthwhile and they're doing all good things that's happening in the academy. What we saw at the end there was the players running over to all their families. All their family and friends were in the crowds watching them, and it was just really lovely to see. And I think they actually put a really good account for themselves in tonight. In actual fact, I think all the young players and Mark Noble played really well. Ariola made a couple of good saves. Nothing we could have done about the goal, and we'll talk about that in a minute. Hopefully, we'll get some people coming in live from the stadium. It's not going to be a long review because we've been on a lot of the night, and the game itself, it was an okay game. It wasn't great, really, to watch. It died a death, especially near the end, because I think everyone was getting tired. But what we'll do is we'll get started and show everyone the starting lineup that started the game this evening. There you go. There was your starting lineup. Oh, and we've got a guest coming on. Here we go. We'll just go straight in with it. Stel, can you hear us okay?
I can, mate. I ain't got my earphones, so can you hear me?
Yeah, that's fine. We can hear you fine. Okay. I'll come across to you and ask you the first question. I know we got beat, but there must be an element of pride about tonight for
Total,
you, West Ham fan.
total pride to see. You and I discussed whether he would actually play so many of the youngsters, especially at the back, and he did just that. And when I saw the lineup, we were bantering earlier on, weren't we? And apparently I got one wrong, but the only one I got wrong was a senior player.
Yeah.
And I was to actually see that back line and the Perkins up front. It was lovely. I think it was a great moment for all of them, to be honest with you.
Yeah, and you can't really walk away and feel, because I don't feel disappointed. The end of the game was a little bit boring, but apart from that, I've walked away from the game tonight. You've saw the young players go over to their families, cuddling all their aunties, their uncles, their mums, their dads, their brothers, their sisters. They're as proud as punch. And if anything, still, the young players did us proud tonight.
Look, not one of the young players. I think Perkins had a hard time up front. It's really hard to lead the line, being so young. And I had a couple of guys behind me going, "Who's shit?" And it's like, "Fuck me, mate." He's 17 years of age, and it's his first full game. You can't say he's shit. But I think the young players all did themselves really proud.
Yeah,
they didn't cause. I know they were pretty poor. Look, it's a worldy goal, but they didn't do anything to suggest that they were going to slaughter us. And the back line looked really comfortable all evening.
Yeah, they did. There was absolutely nothing anyone could have done with that goal still, because that was like that's going to be one of the goals of the tournament. I mean, he's in the same position.
It's a Masuaku moment.
Yeah, but he means it. The difference, he meant it. I mean, if anything, you actually think that the shot's going to go wild and go dramatically over the bar, but it just dips. It absolutely dips. No keeper in the world would have got to it. No defender would have got in front of him. But let's talk about the defence in particular. Talk to me about this man, Langelo. I mean, I didn't expect him to start tonight, but what a performance from him tonight.
What a performance. For me, man of the match.
Yeah.
Because he was absolutely excellent. Not only in his defending, but in his distribution, in his the way he closed players down, the way he did his overlapping, so calm. And I was really, really surprised, but pleasantly surprised, because I think you and I have been raving about Alese and Baptiste for so long. We've kind of almost forgotten about some of the other defenders that are around. And like you, I think if there was anyone that may not have started tonight, I didn't expect him to start. He was superb. Absolutely superb. Really, really well played.
He was getting forward. He was really composed when he was going forward, but he was equally as composed getting back. He was breaking up play. He was then attempting, and what he was doing was stabbing away at their defence, and he was causing them problems. And that's where West Ham got most of our enjoyment, was down the left hand side, and that's why the cameras at the end focused on him, because he was, I agree with you. I thought our back four played really well and did themselves really proud tonight, but he was probably the standout one because he was involved going forward and coming back. Obviously, West Ham have got centre-back problems just now. We've got Dawson and Diop are the only ones that are fit. But what was your opinion on Alesi and Baptiste in the middle of the park in the central defensive pairing?
I thought, strangely enough, I think of the two, I thought Alesi maybe he did all right. But of the two, I think it was Baptiste that had a better game. Baptiste looked so calm and so composed on the ball, and Alesi had one or two kind of moments, but he gathered himself and he did all right. And I think they understood each other. They play in the under-23s together, so they got a good understanding between them. And I think Alesi was okay, but I think Baptiste. I can see why Moyes has been talking about Baptiste, wanting him around in and around the first team, because Baptiste looked so calm.
The thing I thought actually was, I thought they both played really well, but I actually think one player had a better first half and one player had a better second half. I actually thought Alesi had a very good first half and Baptiste had a very good second half, but none of them were ever crap. They were both just confident and composed. The only thing I would say about Alesi was he was getting forward a lot more. He obviously has that brain to get forward and dart forward a lot more, so maybe gets caught out the odd occasion, but that's, I think, an instruction that maybe comes from Moyes, because especially at the end there, still you saw Alesi get far forward right at the end. He was constantly in that position going forward, but it's the future is bright. Harrison Ashby, of course, on the right hand side, he was darting forward, darting back. What was your opinion on him?
I think Ashby, if you compare the game that Longello had and then you look at what Ashby did, I think Longello had the far better game. Ashby looked all right. I kind of, because we've seen him before, a couple of times before, I kind of expected maybe a little bit more. Maybe that's unfair. But I think, again, he was decent. He was composed, did his job. And you can't argue. But I think of the four at the back, I think maybe Ashby was the one that was... Ashby was the one that maybe didn't shine as much, perhaps.
If you had to choose...
no arguments, he was fine.
Yeah. Another player we got to see tonight that we've not seen a lot of was Alex Kroll. I mean, I'm not going to lie to you still. I wasn't impressed tonight with him. I don't know what your thoughts are.
I'm really surprised you said that, because we were talking about how he was trying to get in there, trying to mix, get in the mix, really lively, trying to break down the play. Do you know what we were saying? And I don't want this to sound awful, but what we were saying was it was such a shame he had to play alongside Noble.
So funny, because everyone in the chat and everyone in the commentators were saying that Noble looked like the seasoned midfielder tonight.
Oh my good grief! With the greatest of respect to Mark Noble, love him, etc., etc. But I think Kroll had double the job he had to do, because Noble was just so slow.
Freno was saying Kroll was very weak on the ball. Frank Butcher was saying Kroll was very average tonight. Long Dark Tunnel wasn't impressed with Kroll. Howard is saying Kroll battled well, broke up play, but his distribution was shite.
I want to see how Kroll does alongside Declan or Souček. To be honest,
can you see that comment?
Well, I wasn't the only one saying it. We were all talking about Kroll and how we thought he was trying to get in there, get in amongst the players, trying to sort of really quite hungry for it. So I'm sorry, people. I disagree. I think if Kral had been playing alongside Noble, Declan or Souček, you might have seen a bit of a different Kral. I think he had a tough time tonight, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Perkins, though, we did say it. I mean, before we come on to Perkins, he wasn't massively supported tonight. Yarmolenko, he did nothing really tonight, did he?
Mate, Yarmolenko's got to go. I'm sorry. But, you know, he offered nothing tonight, Yarmolenko.
No, he didn't.
Did a couple of flicks and a couple of back, you know, the best part of play he had was when he did a back heel to Noble, got in the box to cross it. And that was the highlight of his night. He was awful, you know. See, I don't know what... See, clearly, when you're at a game, I've seen that comment by Long Dart. When you're at a game and you're watching what's going on, compared to what you're watching on TV, I don't know. Probably you get a better picture of everything that's going on. But I didn't see Kral lose the ball that many times.
Yeah,
to be really honest. You know, I really
definitely
didn't.
Did,
but,
yeah. He definitely did. He
yeah,
collected the ball and he collected the ball a lot, and he tried a couple of like spraying passes, and his spraying passes were going haywire quite a lot. He sometimes looked a bit, but then do you know what I did say during the watch along when I was doing it? I was like, listen, we need to give him the benefit of the doubt. It's his first real game back since he's been out for a while.
That's
so
his first 90 minutes for West Ham, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. But, you know, pushing on to Yarmolenko, I mean, I was really disappointed in Yarmolenko because these are the games still that he needs to step up and be the standout senior player. And if anything, he was the standout worst player on the park for West Ham tonight.
He was the worst player on the park. He was really awful. And, you know, if this had been a bit more of a serious game, I think a lot of West Ham... But you know what? He got booed when he got subbed. I don't know if you heard that.
I know, we heard it.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of that. I'm not a fan of that, but... He didn't do himself any favours tonight.
No, he didn't. He wants to go, and you know, the rumours about him going to Genoa, I think, are probably true. Was it the Ukrainian coach talked about it today that he wants to go as well? Let him go. Let him go for nothing. Let's save that money, 115 grand a week, and spend it on a player that's going to run their socks off. Because with the greatest of respect to Yarmolenko, I think it's really interesting because Yarmolenko's been talking about how he's asked to play for the under 23s to keep himself fit, etc. And yet it looked like he was upset that he played with the under 23s in a competitive game, and it's such a shame because he could have led the line and he could have really shown the youngsters what it was all about, and really him and Noble could have really shown the youngsters, you know, what it was like to play for West Ham, and he didn't have his heart in it, Yarmolenko.
It's about stepping up when you're a senior player, especially when you're playing with so many youngsters, and like you said, showing what it's like to play for this club and being stand out. And for me, it's an opportunity for a player like Yarmolenko to come back into the team again and show the fans and show David Moyes what he's capable of offering. And when he can, he hasn't done it for so long, but when he does, he is clever. But tonight, there was so many stepovers again. There was rubbish balls getting played. Oh, DJ Russie B's in the house.
Hey!
How are you feeling about that, Russie B?
Well, apart from a freak goal, I thought we played all right.
Yeah, it was an all right game, yeah.
That's what I mean, played all right. I thought Longello did himself loads of favours. I thought he came across really well. I was really impressed with Longello. I thought all the boys, all six of them at the end, did all right.
Yeah.
I mean, today we had six under 23s on the pitch.
Yeah.
In it. So
that's the important thing I think to take from tonight. What we were actually talking about there was the senior players, Russ, and we were talking particularly about Yarmolenko. It's a time for him to step up.
Oh, nice stream. West Ham are massive, I must say.
Don't swear. Don't swear. What do you think about today?
It was alright, to be honest.
Not much.
It was a bit rubbish. Moyes was a bit.
Do you think so? But all the boys, there were six young lads, weren't there? So
Langelo, he played.
Longello, he was good.
Baptiste, my guy.
What's that?
Jamal Baptiste.
Alessa, he went our school.
Alesso went to your school?
Yeah, he did.
What school? Emerson Park.
He's there. Oh, he missed him.
It's not really him. It's not really, yeah.
Oh, I thought he was live.
I thought they played all right. I thought, you know. I thought he played all right today, didn't he?
We're watching this, may I ask?
Well, George, did you see on the top 59?
That's 59. 59. So up the irons.
West Ham are massive.
Up the hammers, but
Barcelona.
We're coming for you.
We're coming for you.
Barcelona, is that you want?
Yeah, we want Barcelona.
What's your name?
Russ.
Russ. My uncle's called Russ.
There we go. Great man.
Can you do a gun name?
Huh? No. Huh?
Comments are saying.
What are the comments saying?
Carrot top. Carrot.
But it was good to see all the boys. Like six under 23s. That ain't bad considering. I mean, this team turned over Tottenham last year 3-0, didn't they? So they had no mugs and they scored a wonder goal, didn't they, and stuff. West Ham Network. All right, guys. Thanks so much. Cheers, boys. Cheers, see you later. Take care. Take care, boys. Subscribe. We're almost at 10,000. So. See? Got fans all over the place, me.
Oh, love it. Absolutely love it. Things you love to see.
Well, that's another 5 subscribers.
There you go. There you go. But yeah, we were talking about the senior players. It was an opportunity for Yarmolenko to step up. He didn't. I was impressed tonight, though, from the first half in particular, was Vlasic. Stel, what was your thoughts on Vlasic?
He's
trying. Go on, so you go, man.
Yeah, he looked like he was hungry for it. He looked like he wanted to show what he was capable of doing, and I think he had a decent game. To be honest with you, he was okay. Yeah, absolutely. But I mean, really, at the end of the day, the main thing about tonight was the young players won it. That's what stole the show. Was the youth of West Ham that came on? 6 players, like you said there. Russ, Forson came off the bench in the end, alongside Freddie Potts. Yeah, nearly scored. And still, I don't know if you know this about Forson, but he switched positions and he's now a forward. Well, if you ever listen to any of the things that I say on my show, you'd know that he's primarily a defensive midfielder, but he can also play as an attacking number 10. He's actually been moved as a striker.
Yeah,
he's been moved up to a striker.
No. Benny went up front with Vlasic and forced.
No. Forson has changed his position in the under-23s.
Yeah,
he's been played as a striker now.
He has, and it was Potts that came on, not Swire. But anyway, apart from that,
Potts came on as well. Good to see it. I mean,
Potts is a defender, and he went up front as well.
I think in the end, everyone went up top.
So? Yeah.
Are they coming on, Russ?
Dab said man of the match. For me, man of the
match.
What's that? By a mark.
Obviously, not happy with the score, but we go through.
Go on. Sorry, go on. You're live. Go on. Where'd you go? Go on.
Right. Obviously, it was the best score we could have had.
Yeah.
But we're going through. We're top of the group. So it doesn't matter, win or lose or draw. We are going through, and we're on the mighty West Ham.
Who are we going to get in the final 16?
Tell you what, I'd love to take if Barcelona come in. I'd fucking take Barcelona.
Everyone wants Barcelona.
I know, but like, can you imagine if we do Barcelona? How much confidence do you think we'd have going forward?
Well,
if we done it, I mean, it's hypothetical, but like, what do you think? If we could do it, in the next round. When we got Barcelona and we beat them, we can go the way.
It is. And obviously 6 at the end with 6 under 23s on the pitch. That ain't bad, is it?
No, of course not. And like everything we're going for at the moment, it's like this. I've never felt like this. Like the last time I felt something could happen was 2006.
Yeah.
It was the FA Cup.
Yeah.
And it's a shame we lost in the final, but you can feel that build up when you go like when you got to Middlesbrough, and then we beat them, and you can feel that happening.
Yeah.
I've not felt like that since this season. And we've been building for a couple of seasons now. And it must run through a lot of West Ham players, fans, that something could happen this season.
There's something about it, innit?
I feel like this cup's... I tell you what, the last time we won something is 1980, the year I was born.
Yeah.
I'm 41 now. I'm just looking to win something. So.
I was born in 1981, so I haven't seen nothing. So there you go.
Neither here. So I'm really happy, and I think this year, hopefully, we'll win. So peace out.
Cheers, man. Take care, man. Have a good safe journey home. There we go.
And the good thing is, what?
My train's here, so I'm going to leave you that on.
Just now, what's good that's come out from tonight, I think, is that yes, we've been beat, but we're not down and out at all. We understand the situation. We understand where we're at. We're qualified already to the last 16. We can now park the Europa League for 3 months, Russ. For
Great
full
idea,
months. Concentrate now fully on the league. Concentrate fully on the League Cup. And concentrate on the FA Cup and see what we can do. But what we've saw tonight and what I take from tonight is the youth are capable of stepping up, and there's a couple of stars potentially in the works there for us to bring through.
Totally. And I mean, at the end of the day, you know, as I said, we had 623s on at the pitch at the end. There's a lovely photo, all of them together. All their mums and dads and families were there, which was lovely. And you wouldn't play all 6 of them in a Premier League game, would you? You'd play 1 or 2, and it made perfect sense for Moisey to play like the under-23 back 4 rather. We had Kevin Keane on at half time, and he made that point clear at the interview, or at the half-time interview. The fact is, you know, you had the under-23s who are, you know, riding high in the Premier League 2, could easily win the Premier League 2 this year. So I think it's one of if we turned them over 2 or 3-0 today, we'd have gone wouldn't we really? It was one of those games where literally there was no win for us. I don't think so. End of the day, we've lost, but we've come away not having been drubbed. I never thought we'd be drubbed by them. Ariola had a good game. Played some good saves, but I think it was all about the back 4, and Forson could have scored at the end.
Absolutely. But positives to take. No one should feel disappointed, and I think I'm getting that vibe from even any of the fans that are coming on and giving us a live interview. But things we should take from tonight, though, if anything, was it was a rubber, whatever you want to call the game, a rubber duck game, and Yarmolenko didn't step up to the plate. Some senior players didn't step up to the plate. Fornals had a good game in the first half. I thought it was right to switch him and bring Ben Rama in. I thought Ben Rama created a couple of chances, but every now and then against Russ, he tries to go for glory, and it's weak and it's crap and it's annoying. And I feel like there was another occasion today, Russ, that Benrahma collected the ball out from the left, drove through the middle. Vlasic had made a fantastic run down the right. He was open. I've never seen anything more open in my life than what Vlasic was. And Benrahma, from about 40 yards out, decided to shoot.
Well, it was similar to the last game, the last Europa League game, where, you know, we were clean through, and Benrahma could have easily laid it off, and Vlasic would have scored. Vlasic needs a goal. Do you know what I mean? He needs a goal. He is really trying hard. You can tell, you know, and you see it, and he's warming into the games. Every game he's improving, and I just hope that, you know, we give him the time we gave Benny, because Benny doesn't have great games sometimes. Like today, I think as you said, I think he overran it sometimes. I think he tried too hard. It was almost like I had a feeling that with him, he's coming on. He's sort of, you know, I'm a first teamer type thing, you know. And he just seemed to overrun it a little bit more sometimes. Or what I did like actually the second half is they pushed Ashby really on the touchline, really and made a big difference. But you know, it's encouraging.
Who was your? I mean, considering that we've been beaten tonight, but who was your man of the match tonight?
Longello.
100%.
Longello. I think Longello did himself no harm at all. I think Alessi had a very commanding game. I think Baptiste I think he's about a year or two need in the under-23s. He just seemed. I mean, he's got great techniques, no denying it. Some great crossfield balls, but I just don't think he's got that physicality yet. Alessi's got it. Alessi has it. But I think they all played well. But Baptiste is only 17, so what do you expect? Do you know what I mean? So, exactly. But you know, when we was, I mean, I showed you a few pictures pre-match, but I was talking to a lot of the ex-players, a lot of the ambassadors before the game. They were all really excited about today, just to see some of the kids. Whether it's defenders, whether it's Perkins.
That's what I take from today's game. You know, I'm not even going to say loss, even though it was a loss. I took one thing and one thing only: youth products that we've been keeping an eye on for so long. seeing are they capable. Listen, we don't want to get too carried away about the whole situation, but for me, there is bright stars there. There's a bright future at West Ham. I love the fact that he committed to the flat back four of the players that have been playing side by side. They've done themselves well. And Russ, see, to be fair, it was a wonder goal that got past them today.
It was a free, and he meant it. Unlike Arthur's goal, he actually meant it, because he actually, as soon as he hit it, he looked at the corner like he knew exactly where he was going to put it. And to be honest, Ashby almost got one as well in the end of the first half. So it was what it was. It was almost a training game, I think, to be perfectly honest, for some of us, it seemed. But it's encouraging, and that's what I wanted. I wanted to come out. I've not been drubbed. And some of those defenders having a real good show of themselves, because it just gives us a little bit of heart going into this busy Christmas period, that if worse comes to worse, we've got guys who can step up. We've got 2 or 3 guys who can step up and make a difference.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And that really, is there anyone else coming on? Or I know where you are now. I can see where you are. Pret-a-manger. I can see the old Pret-a-Manger.
Beautiful. Look. Done all that. Look.
That looks quality there. Yeah, it's nice.
Beautiful.
Yep.
It's beautiful.
Absolutely. Loads of comments coming in. Everyone's really impressed with all the young lads. Russ, what have you got coming on? Are you on tomorrow?
Yeah, tomorrow, 12:30. Come on, you Irons. 12:30 lunchtime show. We'll have a little bit of a debrief, but we're looking forward to Burnley now.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Comments are saying here, question from Howard, would you use Baptiste-Alessi partnership in the Premiership? I don't think Moyes would, but I think if we needed, we've got someone there who could step into the equation if needed.
I think there would need to be about 1 or 2 more defensive problems. I think there would need to be, before he threw Alessi or Baptiste in, I think it would be Kral, maybe even Deck, before, I think, because maybe Alessi, but not Baptiste. I just don't think he's got the physicality yet.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, absolutely. Well, Russie boy, that brings an end to our review. I mean, we've done everything we can do. We've gone through as many comments as we can. Any last words you want to say?
Come on, you Irons, we're massive. Bring on Dortmund.
Are you going for Dortmund?
I'm going for Dortmund. I don't want Barcelona. That's the glamour tie. I want them in the final.
Stell's back in again, saying man of the match by a mile, Langelo. There you go.
Yeah, agreed.
To break into the first team, absolutely. Thank you very much for watching. If you haven't already, go and subscribe to the channel. We're on the road to 10,000 subscribers. We could hit it tonight. We could hit it tomorrow, but I think we'll hit it over the next couple of days. So we'll be bringing you a special show for when that happens. Thank you for watching. Stay safe, be kind, and we'll be back tomorrow for the lunchtime live with Russ. And then we'll have loads of shows kicking in over the next couple of days. So make sure you join us for all of that. Thank you for watching. And come on, West Ham. Come on, you Irons.